What is up, guys? Welcome back to Wrestling Crossroads. As always, I'm one half your dynamic duo Twisted alongside Brother Pyro.
What's up, y'all?
And we are doing a 2-for-1 today. We do apologize for getting this out so late. We are covering NXT Stand and Deliver. So, the reason we did not get it out normally before our Mania was due to scheduling conflict. We did put that on our socials. So if you're not already following us on socials in order to get these type of updates, please do so. All of our socials are linked in the description below, so it should not be hard in this day and age to find them.
Honestly, though.
So if you've been here when we've done our 2-for-1 specials at times, what we do is we go through kind of the predictions. We make that really small, but we go even bigger on how the match was, how the match ended, and anything that could have happened after the match. So opening us up, Brother Pyro, you're taking the wheel.
I am taking the wheel. Starting us off was North American Championship. All Ego Ethan Page challenging Ricky Saints. Overall, let's get into our predictions. I know I went Ricky, as did you.
Mm-hmm. Hex and Cauldron also went Ricky, along with Flash. Desario being the odd one out, choosing All Ego.
Alright, well, overall, really good match. It's really nice to see these guys flourish and really be used in a light that they deserved. No better evident than the crowd chanting Tony fumbled. Speaking of their former employer, Tony Khan. These two guys are easily certified stars once they get the ball rolling on them, and I hope they don't cool them down, because think about it this way. Everybody's saying, oh, they're not going to be anything without AEW. Ricky Saints has been WWE for all of like a month. He's already a champion. Couple months in, Ethan Page,
became champion.
Yeah. Shawn Spears upon his return, champion. Lexis King, champion. Jade Cargill, champion, and has just now been on her second WrestleMania.
Mm-hmm. We just ended the story with Cody Rhodes.
Came back, champion.
Yeah.
What was it Corey said the night of his return? From undesirable to undeniable. And that is exactly what is happening here.
Mm-hmm. With not only him, but with everyone.
With Cody, with Shawn, with Lexis, with Ego, with Ricky, with Jade. Like, you are really seeing these guys and gals, truly develop into the stars they were meant to be. Overall, great match. Solid back and forth. It really was any man's game. End of the day, though, walking out of Vegas, still NXT North American Champion Ricky Saints.
I do want to point out one thing when we look back at the people who have come over from AEW. The only one that really had a quote-unquote successful title reign was Jade Cargill at, what was it, like 570 days as champion before she lost it. But at the same time, she couldn't wrestle. What WWE's done is taught her how to do that. Taught her how to tap into that strength.
Relatively successful in AEW as well, I guess.
Well, I mean, I don't necessarily 100% count his because you're already an EVP.
He was an EVP, 3-time TNT champion.
Yeah, so, I mean, it's just kind of the way you book your own storylines at that point. But I do love the point that he never made himself world champion.
Yes.
That was my big thing with him. Your grade for the... Okay. Alright, next up we have the NXT Tag Team titles. Fraxiom takes on Hank and Tank. Now Hank and Tank won this chance by winning a gauntlet match. Nobody thought, who was in the gauntlet match, that these two would be the ones that were emerging. If you had watched NXT leading up to this, they were on kind of a losing streak. Looking at the predictions, myself went Hank and Tank
I went Fraxiom.
You went Fraxiom. Desario went Fraxiom. And from what it reads out to be, so did Hex and Cauldron. They also went Fraxiom. I know Flash. Flash is going to go, usually Fraxiom because he's got Nathan Frazier. So I'm the only one that went with the Odd Dogs. This match was absolutely beautiful. I loved the back and forth. It really showed you who Hank and Tank can be.
When they take this seriously.
Yeah, when they take it seriously, when they're not always just the goofy guys. And how much this meant for this opportunity. Like, they were not going to squander it.
No. They did not waste... They really did put Fraxiom to the test. They didn't waste this opportunity by any stretch of the imagination. Like, I'm sorry, but big men shouldn't move the way they do.
Unless you're, like, Eric and Ivar on the main roster.
But, like, seeing them hit suicide dives?
Suicide dives. And one of the suicide dives taking out one of the initial men. Because I believe it took out Hank. Hank or Tank. One of the two. But it was obviously it was part of that group. Took them out kind of on the outside of the ring. Because Fraxiom moved.
Oh, yeah, he took himself out.
And even though...
It was Hank that took it.
Okay. Even though taking himself out of the equation for a good 15-ish... Not even 15 minutes, I would say. A good, 10 minutes. You got to see how much this meant to Tank to keep it alive and not let Fraxiom kind of take the upper hand with that being...
No, he put up a good fight, my boy. He really did.
Overall, in the end, your new NXT Tag Team Champions, Hank and Tank, have finally secured gold.
They have finally done something, and it. Honestly, I'm not even mad about it again. Seeing the length and depths that they were willing to climb into to really pull this off for themselves and show they're not just going to continue to be the butt of everyone's joke.
Oh, yeah, I know.
Congratulations, boys. Y'all deserve it.
You're great for this.
A+. A+ match. There was nothing I changed about it. Honestly, this to me was match of Saturday. Match, almost damn near match of the weekend.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll definitely, as we kind of go through this, we'll also eventually get into our Mania, hopefully this weekend, like we said.
Lots of scheduling errors here.
Yes, unfortunately, but we're getting.
We apologize. We love you, and we appreciate your patience.
We're getting those fixed come obviously during the season because we don't want to do this to you guys. Our next match that we are going into is done by you.
NXT North American Title Women's Edition.
Yes.
I was getting there. 6 women all earning their right to compete in this ladder match after Ava forced Stephanie to vacate the NXT Women's North American title. Personally, I think that was kind of stupid, but
agree.
Here we go. We had Sol Ruca, Izzie Dame, Kelani Jordan, Zaria. Who am I missing? Because I know I'm missing Thea Hail, and come on, I know I'm missing one.
We have Izzy, we have Kelani, Zaria, Sol. Who are we missing?
Yeah.
Thea? There's one more.
It's on the tip of my tongue and I can't remember.
Oh my goodness.
God.
I feel really bad that we're forgetting this name because I feel like it's going to be such a big player. Lola Vice.
Lola Vice. Oh my God, why?
I knew it was going to be a big player.
Dude, nah. 6 women all competing for their shot at glory. I was between 2.
Yes.
Because I wanted Thea or I wanted Zaria.
Mm-hmm.
Like those were the 2 that I was like, it's going to be one of them. It's going to be one of them for sure. This is how we're working it.
Cauldron and Hex both went Thea Hail on this one. If I know anything about Flash, which I do, Thea Hail was going to be his pick. We have Desario, who went Lola. And I went between 2, just like you did. I knew it was either going to be Sol Ruca's time or it was going to be Thea Hail's time. Especially coming off of all the stuff with Chase U, she kind of needed something.
She needed something. That's what I was like, man, I was hoping, I was praying, let's go.
So, Take us through.
Chaos.
Yes.
Pure chaos. Overall, a pretty good match. There was a few moments that dragged, or like I felt a little lackluster.
There were some moments, like you said, that did drag. There were also some that I noticed. It didn't seem like they were on time for the spot. Yeah.
Okay. I'm really glad I didn't. I wasn't the only one that noticed the miscued timing.
And it wasn't even necessarily
like it wasn't like anything like super major, but like it was just noticeable enough.
Yeah, to the untrained eye, it looks like a great match, but to people who us,
right, to the not so dedicated fans, they're not going to pick up on something seems off here.
But like you could tell at moments, like they were taking a little longer than normal to set up something or to do something because they were waiting for that anticipation of another person.
Right.
And it seemed a little too long than what it normally stands for in a ladder match.
I know, like, we're all about the dramatics and the flair, whatever, but, like, waiting on it to really give it the dramatics is a little much, in my opinion. Mm-hmm. We also had that, like, really confusing Zaria, Sol Ruca, like, low-key kind of softcore corn.
Softcore lesbian corn on the top of the road.
Right, like you didn't know what was gonna happen. Like, are they gonna fight? Are they gonna
kiss?
I don't know, what is happening here?
So when
I'm not mad either way, but like, what is happening here?
When I watched, like, obviously we were watching live, but when I had seen it, I was like, in this exact moment, it looked like Zaria wanted to be the one to kiss Sol because she didn't want to hurt her, where Sol's like, look, it's us two, we're at the top, this is like something we're both fighting for, let's go for it. And it took her a minute because Zaria's like, I love you, please don't do it.
And then they started punching each other in the face.
And Sol was the one that took the first shot.
I don't care who it was that took the first shot. It's the fact that it happened, and you know,
yeah, no,
the teenage boy that lives inside me was no longer confused.
What teenage boy lives inside you? You never told me about this.
Anyway, ultimately though, picking up the win. Congratulations to Sol Ruca for claiming gold on that NXT roster. I did state this should have happened with the initial tournament or however they came about it. The initial ladder match to crown the first one.
Yeah, it shouldn't have been Lonnie.
I think her time in the sun is finally here, and I'm hoping they don't squander it.
I agree. I'm just glad that my answer for this was actually either between two and it wasn't just anyone but Lonnie.
I mean, we were still on that train as well, but...
Essentially, we all kind of were, because nobody picked Kelani to win, but my answer wasn't anyone but Lonnie like it has been in any other time we've gone against Kelani. So, your grade for this one?
I gave it a B. Again, a lot of that mistiming kind of killed that match. A lot of the tameness for a ladder match really hurt here.
Alright, our next one in is a 6-man tag team match. We had The Family, consisting of Tony D'Angelo, Channing, Stacks Lorenzo. Yeah, I blanked on the last name for a second. And Crucifino. Taking on Darkstate, which I don't know what kind of group this is. If we're trying to be the Wyatt Six, if we're trying to be the Shield, if we're trying to be Retribution 2.0. But it seems like we're kind of all mashed it together with it. Going prediction-wise, Brother Pyro, you had?
I had The Family.
I believe we all went Family on this one. Double-checking Mr. Desario's. Desario was the one that went Darkstate. I know Flash is going to obviously pick The Family, and then Hex and Culture went Family. This one, and I did state it while we were watching, was very chaotic. I was not expecting the power that I ended up seeing out of Darkstate, because they did it in such a way that it was safe, but it looked like it was
controlled chaos.
It was controlled chaos, but at the same, like, in a way, when you look at it, it looked like a car accident, but it was safe at the same time, is more or less what I was going for. So it was like, you had the bodies all over. That you could see some miscommunication.
Bro, the action started before the bell even rang.
Mm-hmm. Well, the family had something to prove at this point, right? With all the stuff that Darkstate's been doing. Throughout the match, you got to see some indifference between Tony and his right-hand man, Stacks. Unfortunately, there was a lot of miscommunication. There was a point where Stacks had tagged himself in when Crucifino was, done, and Tony was waiting on the tag because he had saved Stacks from the outside, and Stacks just kind of took it in his place. Tony showing a lot of tough love there, not necessarily reaching his hand out or looking to help Stacks.
But like looking previous weeks leading up to this, Stacks is kind of getting real ballsy.
Yeah.
Like, he's really not following orders the way he should be.
Yeah, no. Going throughout the rest of the match, you see, again, some more problems between the two. Stacks sees that Crucifino is taken out and tells Tony, I have a plan. Grabs 2 crowbars for him and for Tony. Tony's like, nope.
It was only one.
No, there was 2 initially. Because I remember him having one.
I didn't see that second one.
That's him.
I remember him taking the crowbar.
He said, I'm not doing this, tossed one out of the ring.
This wasn't part of the plan.
Yeah, I didn't call this, I don't want to do it this way, blah, blah, blah. And then, you start to see the wheels turning in Stacks' head.
Like, Tony did basically give him the opportunity, like, dude, if you're gonna take me out, go ahead, back turn.
He had his back turned. I mean, they did have a moment where they hugged it out before that. But ultimately, sadly, Stacks turned his back on the family. They did get an answer on Tuesday, unfortunately, with...
We have not watched it.
With the way that the app is set up here for us in the States, we're unable to watch it live. Therefore, it doesn't come out until about Wednesday, Thursday for us to see. So we do not know the answer just yet, or if he gave a full one.
Right.
Picking up the win due to the turn was Darkstate.
Nope.
I feel like this kind of fails Darkstate in their win, in how they won. Because you're capitalizing on someone else taking out somebody. This isn't you guys that took them out.
I mean, all right, if you really want to look at it, though, Darkstate did a real good job of controlling the majority of that match.
Yeah, I'm just
talking at that point they had kind of lost control. But they had already regained control had gained control of like 90% of that match.
I get that. I'm just saying, like, to me, the ending is tainted for Darkstate. That's just me. Their victory is tainted because could the family have regained control if they were all on the same page? Yes. I see that. I totally would have went, I would obviously family all the way, but for me this is just a sprinkle of it wasn't fully you guys.
Okay. I can see where you're coming from.
Okay. You're great.
Gave it a B-.
Okay. Reasons?
Again, outside of, it seems a little too one-sided. So, like, once the match really started going, you kind of already saw the direction it was going to go. Yeah.
It was going to be...
That turn broke my heart, man. That the fan in me, the personal investment, the personal feelings kind of hit there. Stacks turning his back on the family just didn't sit right with me.
No. Y'all break up every faction. You couldn't have left this one together?
But, like, I don't know. There's a lot about this match that you could have did better with.
I agree. All right. You're taking us into our next match.
Fatal 4-way for the NXT Women's Championship. Stephanie Vaquer, after being asked who she felt was had rightfully earned their opportunity to challenge her, she said, "I want these 3 women," because here we are. Mm-hmm. It was Jordan Grace, Julia, and
Jada Parker. Your pick for this one was?
I picked the champ to retain.
You know me, looking at the women, obviously I went Jada.
It would have made no sense. To have Stephanie drop it this early in her first defense.
I gotta go with, second defense on it. I gotta go with the love because, Jada did put up a fight the last defense.
I do love me my Miss Jada Parker. I do.
When looking at the rest of the predictions, Hex chose Valkyrie retaining, Cauldron chose Grace to be the new champion, and Desario chose Stephanie but says do not sleep on Parker.
So
Flash being Flash, going for Muscle Mommy.
Oh yeah, he's going for both Sabrina Carpenter.
Yep. Flash loves Sabrina Carpenter, so we'll leave it at that.
Good match, great match.
Mm-hmm.
Each woman got their chance to really shine and show what they can do. Jada Parker, I think, was the standout to this match.
She definitely was.
No disrespect to the other 3 women in this, but Jada Parker really, not being as battle-tested as the other 3, really stood her ground this match.
You know what Jada Parker in this match reminded me of?
Mm-hmm.
NXT Championship when we first got to see Javon Evans in the ring.
Oh my God.
And at first you weren't 100% sold on
Heatwave last summer.
Yep.
That was Heatwave, NXT's Heatwave. That was last summer.
Seeing how he was and his standout, that was equal to Jada in this match.
Honestly, I think this was Jada's. I know she's been on the roster for a while now. Don't get me wrong. I think this was her breakout moment.
Yeah, definitely.
This was her breakout match. Again, all due respect to everybody else, but she really carried herself the best.
I will be absolutely damned if they do not give her a title reign sometime this year.
Oh, honestly.
I'm not saying in the next month or whatever, but
at some point
let's start it this year.
It needs to happen, and it needs to happen soon.
Mm-hmm.
She's put in the work, and if this match didn't prove it, I don't know what else. Jordan Grace also being more of an NXT rookie.
Yeah.
Getting to really show out a lot of what she can do, a lot of her athleticism, a lot of her strength.
Was it just me, and it could just be me, but did Jordan Grace in the NXT way of things look just a little sloppy in parts to you? Because I know every wrestling is a bit different. Obviously, AEW with their extended rules is a bit different from WWE. We've pointed that out before. But her coming from TNA, did she look sloppy in some parts too?
Not
to me, she kind of did, just a little bit.
Nah, I didn't see anything that would have been, out of character.
It was more timing wise and not necessarily being to the ring as much as the other girls were. The veterans for Jada Parker, obviously, how she keeps to the ring at times. Jordan Grace was more all around rather than just staying where they're usually normal to be in the middle of the ring. You get what I'm saying there?
Fair. But
because again, different companies. She was
taking advantage of the fact that she was really trying to control the situation in her best interest. Don't get me wrong. At some point, and they teased it up really well in this match, I'm gonna need that Stephanie Julia 1-on-1 match. Run back, run it back, give it to me again. Y'all are putting out too many teasers for it to not happen. Just saying. Picking up the win. Miss Stephanie Vaquer defends her her NXT Women's title.
Yes.
Congratulations to her. Congratulations to all the women. I need more of this.
Can I point out one thing before we jump into our main event? Do you not remember the 3 parts where she tried doing it on each woman? Stephanie's signature move that Booker T looks crazy for.
Her little her devil's kiss.
Is that what it's?
Yes.
That what it's called? Okay. So the devil's kiss failed 3 times initially, and the crowd booed each woman that stopped it.
Yeah.
How you gonna move so over that the fact that you can't hit it gets people?
I'm gonna say it this way, because when she was able to finally connect it on all 3 women,
yes,
I'm gonna say it this way: Jordan Grace took it the best.
She did.
The exaggerated arm flails weren't a thing. She straight up, she took.
Yep, and that's what it needs to be to show that this move.
It was clean. It was smooth.
It's what was it? I gotta point this out. Back when Nikki Bella was still with John Cena, she had after the engagement, she'd used his move, the STF, his submission, and somebody had put the pictures side to side of when he's using the move and when she's using the move. And when John is using the move, it looks like it hurts John to do the move. When Nikki's using it, it looks like it hurts the opponent.
Honestly.
And that's kind of how it looked during that, where it was okay, this doesn't actually hurt. I'm preventing myself. Whereas Jordan's just here you go.
No, you could tell she was, if you're really paying attention, she was protecting herself. But it wasn't the exaggerated.
Yeah, throwing
she had the arms real close in,
She's showing properly how to use the move,
this is how you make this move look as effective as it should.
Yeah.
Take notes, ladies.
Alright, main event.
I was going to say the main event is actually yours after I deliver the B+ grade on this fatal 4-1.
Yes, I was going to get to that. NXT Championship, we have the ruler, Obafemi, defending against Trick Williams and Javon Evans. Trick obviously still salty at the fact that he cannot regain his NXT Championship once again. And Javon just kind of saying, I want next. I
got next, bro.
I got next.
That you done had your turn.
Stay in your lane.
You done had your turn. It's somebody else's turn. It's my turn.
It's bouncy
I called
boy.
Next. Get off the court.
It's Bouncy Boy's turn here, man.
Nah, this lead-up was wild.
Mm-hmm. It definitely was.
Yo, not him. I'm in the same position you was last year.
And then going,
bro,
you ain't Trick Williams. You Carmelo Hayes.
How he didn't knock bro's head off. How Trick ain't knock his head off. Right then and there.
I love how he did it, though. He's just looking at him, got the mic in his hand, and
he delivered it so smooth, no hesitation, no such a clean delivery.
Looked around him you forgot who you is, cause you mellow at this point.
Right? No, and there is some truth to that statement.
There is very big truth to that statement.
Think about it. This time last year, Melo wants his title back.
Mm-hmm. He's willing to step on anybody's toes. He stepped on Trick.
He stepped on what's supposed to be his best friend.
Yep.
And he ain't letting the next man up.
Nope. And ever since Javon came into the picture,
it's been the same issue. Trick, you getting greedy. You getting selfish.
And what did Melo say was going to happen when Trick got the title?
Exactly that. This. Bro, the foreshadowing Melo hit. Look, you may not be getting booked the best on the main roster right now, but man, did you foreshadow some ish
in NXT.
And it came true. You prophesized, my brother.
All right, looking at the predictions before we get in any further, Hex did say that Obo was going to retain. Cauldron picked that bouncy boy, saying that he steals the win. Desario picked Trick, saying Oba's moving up soon to the main roster. Your pick, I'm going to assume roughly Oba.
Yep.
We all know that Flash is going to go Trick, and we all know I'm going to go Bouncy, so we are 3-3-3.
2-2-2.
You know what I mean. I'm thinking 3 people on, like, how I put it. So, we are all split evenly in this match. This match did what it was going to do. It absolutely was beautiful. There were some points throughout this match that did kind of run a little broken, I would say. You know, it kind of dragged.
Oh, yeah.
I do like that upon taking out Oba in so many ways, that they didn't show that it was just going to be him running roughshod. Oba did not entirely dominate this match.
No, they did a real good job of giving each one of these guys their shine, each one of the guys their moment. And it wasn't... Personally, like, I thought going into it, Javon was going to get taken out, and then he was just going to be... Yeah. He was going to be relevant the rest of the match. Really happy that didn't happen.
But Javon did point out something when this rivalry started. He is the only one to take down Oba.
He is.
He was the only one ever to take down Oba. So, he knew he already had one of Oba's numbers in his pocket going into this. And there were a couple times where not necessarily down and out, but he did take Oba out. And Trick, had some assistance.
You know what's really funny is...
in other things.
So speaking of this triple threat match, I'm going to go back to a match we talked about earlier, because it was covered on commentary. Darkstate.
Yes.
On NXT, 6-man tag match. Beat the 3 men that were main eventing Stand and Deliver.
Yes.
In that 6-man tag match.
Yeah.
Like, do you not realize how insane that kind of is?
Yeah, I mean, but you also have to look at who they pinned coming out of that match.
It doesn't matter. Like who they pinned coming out of that match really doesn't matter, because look at where they are.
Yeah, no,
all 3 men are in the main event competing for the NXT title.
Yes.
All 3 men are very capable men of putting on a great show, of being that dude for the business. Darkstate beat them in it. They made it look easy.
I mean, I want to kind of trickle off of one thing that you had said about, being that man for the company. Javon Evans, barely 20 years old, because we know he obviously is 20. Barely 20 years old, and has been, since, being big shot in the company and really showing himself, has been in multiple NXT championship matches.
Yeah.
And has held very well his own.
Oh, yeah.
And had it not been for, an extra second back at, Heatwave, he would have beaten Oba for the chance for the championship. Because he had the 1-up. He could have gotten the 1-up, and then it would have gone into sudden death at that point.
No, that was, Iron Survivor.
Iron Survivor, yeah.
That was the Iron Survivor match back at Deadline. I'm thinking Heat Wave, where it was Javon, Trick, Ethan Page, and... I want to say it was Sean Spears.
It was Sean Spears.
In that Fatal 4-Way.
That was the first time we really got to see Javon on
Bro, that's the first time we really got to see him carry himself. And then just watching his career develop the way we have been has been...
But the fact that,
he's developed so well.
He's developed to a point where they're, you're looking at him and you're not saying, okay, you can't get the job done. You've now had the chance twice, almost 3 times.
Think about, personally,
we're gonna put
I
you
think...
down to the
I
other
personally
title.
think he's had this opportunity now twice.
Yeah.
I'm going to let you keep going with the match. I'm going to let you keep going with this match before I say what I'm going to say.
Well, finish out.
No, I'm going to... Because I don't want to give away...
Oh, the ending?
Yeah,
okay.
You still haven't even given us the results. To the match, girl.
Okay. So, I like, obviously, with this match, that there were so many components of showing, that Oba wasn't the one running roughshod. Trick had his moments, Javon had his moments, but ultimately, at the end of everything, Oba Femi did retain. I think due to the assistance of Trick, because obviously he pinned Javon.
Alright, So now, he's now had a shot at the NXT title twice. Mm-hmm. Both of them multi-man.
Yep.
I'm going to state this. One-on-one, he is the biggest threat to that championship, to anybody's championship reign. Because if he would have gotten Trick one-on-one, I firmly believe he would have beaten Trick during that title run. If he gets Oba one-on-one, I firmly believe he could get the job done in a one-on-one match.
Yeah, I agree.
One-on-one, he is your biggest threat.
What I was going to say that kind of trickles off of, that is when you look at the fact that he has had the 2 matches, he's obviously he's stayed relevant, and he's stayed in that big picture relevant-wise. I'm very glad that even after these 2, that they haven't looked at him and went, okay, you can't get the job done these 2 times. We're going to drop you down.
Even after these title. 2, he's definitely going to have more time to shine. He's only like a year or so into his pro wrestling, or like into his career. He is 20 years old. Bro ain't even legal. He's got way too much time on his hands not to be built to that main event status.
But what I'm saying is, like, when
the fact that he's shown that he can handle the pressure of being in the picture, of just being in the picture now.
Yeah.
That man ceiling is unmatched. That man, there is no measurable, like, this is where your ceiling is.
Yeah, there's nothing for him.
Because I said it after Heatwave, like, his ceiling is the mid-card title, is the North American title. Mm-hmm. His ceiling is maybe a tag team wrestler.
You eating your words. Brother Pyro's eating his words.
Huh? Oh, yeah. Brother Pyro is looking like a damn fool.
And like, what I mean is, when you look back at, how they used to handle it when it came to things like this, you got the 2 chances and then you're dropped down to a mid-card title. I don't see them doing that with him because, as you said it, he is the biggest threat.
He is the biggest threat one-on-one.
To this championship.
For sure. Would I mind seeing them, put him in the mid-card title run, giving him a shot with it, and then using that to elevate him like they did, elevate him just that much more.
Like they did with Trick.
And Oba. And Mello. Like, they made that mid-card title mean something.
Yeah. Do I want to see that happen? Absolutely.
I wouldn't mind it. I wouldn't be mad at it.
No. I need your grade for this one.
B.
B? Reasoning?
Again, the predictability, but 2, again, there's some timing and spacing issues that that me and you both noticed.
Yeah.
That I felt like if that would have worked, or, if the match would have been just a little more hard-hitting, not as tamed and relaxed as it was compared to what we've seen out of these guys before, we would have definitely reached
a higher grade.
Yeah.
All right. And that does conclude NXT Stand and Deliver, our 2-for-1. Again, we do apologize for getting this out as late as we did. Scheduling timing was really kind of janky on the day of Mania. Otherwise, we would have had this. Coming this weekend, we will have our recap for Mania Night 1 and 2. And then also with Mania Night 1 and 2 being talked about this weekend, we can, make the fans a little happier and also cover Raw with some things and SmackDown with some things. Because obviously we're going through those throughout the week. But we appreciate you guys still being here, still listening, and still showing your support to us, even though we can
also, talk about what we have coming for this season.
Yeah, even though, like I was going to say, with the scheduling conflicts that we've been having as of late, we definitely don't try to do this to you guys. We will not
make this a habit.
No, definitely not. But with that, we are out, and laters.
Enjoy.